They had actually. I'm
Yeah,
gonna just start the stream now.
yeah. Like we don't even. They didn't even put. Like to my knowledge, they even dropped like $15 minimum wage out of the fucking bill.
Because I saw, see, I haven't been keeping up on this, but I saw Kyle Kalinske talking about how $15 an hour had passed. But the whole, it doesn't surprise me at all that, like, you have to imagine the Democrats in the House have a majority, and they're going, well, also we're gonna now just not do the things that we basically campaigned on getting this majority that we have. Um, when it comes to, because that was the whole premise of the Georgia senatorial race. It was
Yeah.
fucking, yeah, we're
And
gonna
now
give you
Georgia's. I guarantee
$2,000.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I guarantee you, after this, Georgia's probably going to go back to being red for the next fucking century.
100%. It's like if they, it's basically like, oh, you should. The big tactic was like, oh, Trump is racist, so you should vote for us because we represent you, because you're black. And Georgia was like, actually, we just want the $2,000. That's what
Yeah.
we want. I mean,
Yeah.
that's, yeah, we represent you, the working class, and we're gonna give you those $2,000. And then
Yeah.
it's
I
like,
mean, to be honest, right? I didn't really expect much because you got to remember, dude, Democrats in the U.S. they're not leftists; they're neolibs. They don't
yeah,
give it. They only
yeah,
give a shit about what can give them votes.
yeah, yeah. That's the, yeah. Also, hi, welcome to Fast Food Thursday, episode 73. Apparently, somebody already likes the title, Suckdicktionary. I actually came up with that today. I thought it was fucking good as shit.
Hey, we already got Brady in here.
Is he here?
Yeah,
Is my
I
man
was
Yep.
invited to
present?
the match.
There he is. I was just, this is basically one of my first thoughts after waking up was, how about you, suck my dictionary? And I was like, and there's like genius mode engaged, and I came up with the title Suck Dictionary. Damn. They said it couldn't be done. Based. So
He is the
yeah,
chosen one.
hi everyone. We are here. We are live. We are cool. It's Thursday, as it always is during these days, and it's fast food. So yeah, I really I'd like
Indeed.
to like know how much they lowered those stimulus checks. Um,
But I'm not totally sure because the news is still like fairly new. Like it dropped like 2 hours ago, I think.
Ninja, ninja. God damn. Oh fuck.
There's a part of me that hopes this is real.
What a it's just genuinely one of the most fucked up things I've ever heard. Let me mute this tab real quick. Okay, so Mulus checks. Okay, this is Fox Business, okay? Biden blocks 1,400 stimulus checks, stimulus checks, 16 million, only 16 million after tightening income eligibility.
Yeah, that
Um,
was one of the things. They dropped it to like, I think it's basically if you make over, I think it's like basically if you make over 80K a year, you just straight up don't get it. Which, I
it's
mean, granted, I'm going to say is just, I don't care about that because if you're making over 80K a year, you're probably fine right now.
yeah, that's true, but
Yeah.
the Americans earning 75,000 or less would still receive the fully promised payment, but the checks would phase out out faster for individuals at higher income levels than in the version past Saturday. So he blocked it though. So AOC says conservative Dems have fought so the Biden admin sends fewer and less general relief checks than the Trump administration did. That's true. Trump sent more and more generous checks. So that's the fucking, oh my god. It's like they want, like, you know, they had Trump, worst president of all time, horrific motherfucker, hated almost universally, and now the Democrats are like, how we can do policy that is even worse. We can do it if we try.
Because here's the thing, right? When it
They
comes
want
to
to
the
be better than
Democrats,
Trump.
like
in
I said
every
earlier,
way.
they don't give a shit about us. They just wanted to get back to the status quo, which is them fucking us as soon as humanly possible.
Oh my god, dude.
Anyway,
The
speaking
only
of
thing they hated about
issues-
Trump was that he was fucking us instead of them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And he said
speaking of
racist
political
things.
issues.
I don't think they
Ireland
even
might
cared about
kick off
that, to be
again.
perfectly
What was
honest
that?
with
What's
you.
happening, Brady? You are a bit. Let me. Okay, that's better.
I say, speaking of political issues, Ireland might be kicking off again.
Really?
Yeah, the loyalists
have
have
a look
pulled
at
support
this.
for the Good Friday Agreement, which was the agreement that stopped the terrorism.
Oh.
Northern
My
Ireland
reaction-
loyalists
Oh.
pull support for Good Friday peace deal. UK loyalist paramilitary groups in Northern Ireland have reportedly told the British Prime Minister that they are withdrawing support for the Belfast Agreement. Holy shit!
You know what would be
Holy
funny? The most
fuck.
Chad way to fuck them completely over is just go, okay then, and they give the Northern Irish to the Republic. And that means they've got nowhere to run. The Irish will shoot them, and the English don't want them.
The
It'll be the ultimate animal betrayal.
The decision was taken amid concerns over the UK's Brexit deal with the European Union, Northern Irish newspaper The Belfast Telegraph reported. A letter from an umbrella body representing loyalist groups said its opposition was because of the Northern Irish Protocol, part of the Brexit divorce deal. They opposed the additional checks and paperwork for moving goods between Great Britain and Northern Ireland, implemented to prevent the need for a hard border on the... Oh my god, dude. I told you. I said this. This Brexit is not easily done because of the Northern Ireland situation.
I know, and my solution is easier. Just give Northern Ireland. Don't even give them the vote. Just give it to the Republic. Let them have the problem.
Oh my god.
I don't. I'm almost positive it doesn't give as much, even though I'm in an Irish beef company. And I'm positive no, my decisions will not have any repercussions.
Of course not.
That is, oh my god, I really... that is so scary. We might have civil war in Europe again.
In Europe? What for?
Wow, it'll actually get to the point where I have to be worried if I start singing Black and Tans in public for non-racial reasons.
That's just European. Look, I don't hate you because you're black. I hate you because you're French,
No, it's
okay?
American. American has a lot of Irish, don't they?
Well, here's the thing. You got to remember, over in like Boston, whenever there's a basketball team there called the Boston Celtics, and whenever that team's playing, fans of the team will actually usually start singing IRA songs.
Oh yeah, all America. The thing is, like, I don't actually think because England is no longer of strategic importance, like, because it broke away. It's no longer worth the damn to America geostrategically. Like,
Well, Ireland has a lot of tech... What the fuck is happening with the audio?
so the
Ireland
thing
has a
is-
lot of, like, big tech shit going on. Like, a lot of it. All of the American
isn't-
big tech corporations have their... Like, Google, for instance. They have their European headquarters in Ireland because it's a tax haven.
Yeah, I wonder what would happen. I wonder if there's any movements in Ireland to try and make it not a tax haven.
I get my paychecks from Ireland, actually. I get my paychecks from Google Ireland.
Nice.
So apparently Joy cleaned her doors today, which I've never even considered doing, but apparently it's a nice thing.
The problem with with the thing. If the Conservatives try to do as their name says, conserve the status quo, and end up in another fucking war, I think America will back Ireland.
I don't think
Britain
there's gonna be. I don't think America's gonna get involved in like
Fuck it, let's
any
do it.
war
UK
happening.
versus America, the fight everyone wants.
That's
Just delete both from the fucking planet.
because
The
it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be like Britain and Ireland are not gonna go to war. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be a civil war. That's what it's gonna be. There's not gonna be a war
Fucking
between
Scottish,
states.
like Scotland's having a row with like apparently Sturgeon's been breaking law or something.
Oh yeah, that would be. It would be really funny if the
Let's
UK
implode.
just completely
Let's
fell
do
apart.
it. Let's have Brady's prediction come true: a complete utter collapse of the UK.
It would be so hilarious if that happened. I would love to see it. It serves you fucking right.
The downside is the pound becomes worthless, so you don't get much from me.
That is true. That is the downside of it. But at the same time, I could get like English products rather cheaply, so that would be pretty cool.
Hey, Burger.
Yeah,
I'm assuming you've seen Gunblades before, right?
I haven't even heard of it.
Oh, like a
doesn't
gun
sound
sword, I suppose. You probably heard of the concept and seen art of it before.
You mean like the Guntana thing from what do you call it? Fucking I don't remember the film with the feelings, or rather the film without the feelings with the Scientology. No, it wasn't the Scientology guy. It was, or was it the Scientology guy? I don't.
I mean, the main
let me just
reference
Google
that-
Guntana.
Yeah. I mean, the main reference I see everybody use is Final Fantasy VIII, but that's just because it's basically a revolver with the barrel extended and turned into a fucking sword, which is dumb. But like, you want to know what the idea I've always had like in my mind for a gunblade that I never put down on the paper till now, right?
Uh huh.
I guess that's an example, Brady. Is basically take an 1887 mare's leg and just turn the lower end of it into a fucking machete.
It's
There you
Gun
go.
Carter.
Well, there's gun kata, and I remember there was like a thing in World War II where the Japanese had like this weird thing where they could mount a sword blade on top of one of their pistols or some shit.
Oh wait, no, Gun Kata is just a fighting style where they have guns. It doesn't have any like melee shit attached to it.
No.
I remember it. That would be a really cool thing for City of Mist, though. I don't remember anything that happens in Equilibrium. Earlier today I watched like a lot of the like Matrix fight scenes, because I was like, yes, let's do it.
Out of curiosity, have you watched John Wick yet?
Yeah, I've only watched the first one though. I haven't watched the other ones. It was really good.
Okay, like, this is, I guess, a bit of a hot take. All of the John Wick movies are good, but none of them are as good as the first film.
I can't say anything to that because I've only seen the first one and I really liked it.
Yeah, that's just my opinion, though.
What do you mean the gun blade is just a gun and also there's a blade attached to it? I feel like we've had bayonets for a while.
Well, it's not a bayonet. A bayonet more or less turns a gun into a spear. This is the idea of combining a gun and a sword.
But
Guns
why?
doesn't work for a reason.
Because why not?
Okay, valid point. Granted.
Right, I'm just gonna point something out that everyone just like glazes over. A gun blade doesn't have as much reach as a bayonet. That's why the Rorik's Drift worked. Is because you can actually spear them better than they can spear you.
I mean, to be fair, that you can say that about any weapon. Like if it's not even a gun, you can say like a spear has more reach than a sword. That's true.
Yeah, but
I mean,
you
the
can
other
also
idea
shoot
I
with a
had
bayonet.
for like conversion of a mayor's leg was this, but this is just slightly more based and a bit more funny.
That would be extremely bottom heavy. So the moment you fire that axe out of that gun, it's just gonna drop to the ground very quickly.
Well, why do you think why do you think I chose a mare's leg? Your hand is practically entwined with the weapon.
I don't know anything about guns. I'm just gonna assume these happen in like a really cool
Okay,
science
so
fiction
Burger,
way.
what that is, the one I posted at the bottom anyway. That's called an 1887 Mare's Leg. What it is, it's a lever action shotgun, like that weird trigger guard looking thing. You just push that thing forward, and
I
that
could just
it
see
loads
him
in the
pull it
next
trigger
shot.
at that moment of instant. We get that it doesn't actually fire the axe. The axe just does a full 180 and cuts his arm off.
Well, it's not supposed to fire the axe. It's just supposed to be a functional gun that you can also use as an axe.
Wouldn't the edge just like it would be awkward because the knife would be at the side if it's not blocking the shot.
Well, that's the thing. If we're talking about like are
Look,
we
stop
talking about
duct
the blade or
taping
the axe?
two weapons together. I have a better idea. Have gun in one hand, axe in the other. You shoot
Yes,
when you need to reload. You
but I
axe
like
them in the neck,
aesthetics.
pull it out, and say, "Take that, you Anglo fuck."
Yeah, so
Yes.
realistically that would be more practical, but this is cool.
Yes.
Although let's be, I feel like kind of having like a sawed-off shotgun and an axe, like in like one in the one hand, one in the other, would also be kind of cool.
Granted, but aesthetics though.
So just a very different character concept.
Sorry, I looked at VIP that room.
I intend to make a character that uses this weapon and a ballistic shield in Shadowrun someday. Just for the meme.
Ah, damn! There's so much shit you could do in Shadowrun, and it's so complicated.
Yeah.
I found this again recently that I hate. There's so many games where I think this is the fundamental problem with game systems that have like a lot of rules, where they go ahead and apply like make rules for everything. Is that unless you fully understand every single aspect of the rules thoroughly, and you enjoy the autistic process of playing with numbers to justify something, there's a lot of cool shit that you can't just do. Like I had this recently. Basically, I have like a character that does like light magic and shadow magic, right? And he was like scared of a situation to go to sleep, and I thought, well, I could like just I can do shadow, right? So I could just put shadow over my sleeping place a little bit, right? And then it's like, well, because I can't like have magic like channeled while I sleep, it would of course dissipate. But it's like, no, you can't just use the spell to make yourself be cloaked in shadow in your bed, because there's a specific extra spell for that. That's a different spell that does that.
Well, yeah, that's just invisibility.
No, it's about shadow. No, this is not D&D.
Well, no, there's two invisibility spells in Shadowrun too. Invisibility and greater
Finally.
invisibility.
You know, it's not
Sorry,
Shadowrun
improved.
either. It's a completely different game.
Oh,
Meme
okay,
that
my bad.
speaks
I thought we
to
were still
me.
talking Shadowrun.
But it's basically like I want to cloak myself in shadow, but I can't do it because for this specific situation, there's a different spell that I'd have to have. It's like whenever you want to come up with a cool idea of a character, it gets insanely complicated because you have to jump through 1,000 legal hoops. And frankly, I don't want to do my tax return anytime I play a character in this game. I just want to do cool shit. And I think it's fundamentally an incorrect idea. I think that this is, I wouldn't say this is something that has been happening. I think that's kind of always been the case. But there's this very prevalent philosophy of game design that you have to, if you have a good game, everything needs to have rules. And the more rules you have, the better your game is, because you always have rules no matter what the situation is. And that's what allows
that's
players
just
to do
basically
things.
GURPS.
Yeah, but GURPS is designed from the ground up to be modular. So, like, GURPS that isn't as much of a factor, even though it certainly is a factor. But a lot of game systems are not inherently modular. Like, it's like, people always say, oh, you can just ignore these rules. But it's like, no, 100% you can't. Because, see, when you do that, there's going to be it breaks the game very often. It's like, oh, yeah, no, we're not going to use these rules. And then you have a character of a player that did know about these rules and invested a lot of like fucking whatever your character points are into special abilities that allow them to take advantage of these rules, and they're now fucked, right? So
Yeah.
it's really and it's often it's like counterintuitive shit. Like
Yeah.
this it's kind of I've this is why I've ever since playing City of Mist I've been in love with the idea of narrative damage.
Hmm.
Which is basically
So when you tell someone, fuck you, so they just punch you in the face.
I mean, sure. No, the idea of narrative damage is essentially that you don't have like HP, but you just get statuses, and once those statuses reach a certain critical threshold,
Oh,
you're
you bled
fucked.
out.
Yeah, for instance. So City of Mist does this with like status tracking cards, where if you have a status of 6, you're dead or taken out of the game. And this can be any kind of status. I've been working on this with my own system, where you basically, instead of having health, you have like a health track, and you accumulate statuses on that. So if you get burned, if you get punched in the face, if you get like
So in your system, it's possible to catch them all when it comes to STDs.
it 100%. I mean, you'd probably die before that, but yes, it is possible to catch them all. But I think that's also possible in other game systems. The point is, you don't like die or get taken out of the game when your health bar drops to 0, but when like you are so overwhelmed with statuses that you just fucking can't do
You
anything.
just die of
anymore.
shock.
Yeah, you just die of shock. And like having been bludgeoned is a status. And I feel like that really, because it forces you to play more with the way that you have been. Like, for instance, if like in D&D, right? If you get like a bunch of arrows in the chest, or if you fall into a pool of lava.
Arrows in chest, this is nothing. The arrow lands in the knee. I can no longer be an adventurer.
It stops you from doing that. It's union rules, man. So that it doesn't really matter mechanically. Like it matters if you can like play that out as a player, right? And you can play that out as a GM, but mechanically that's the same thing. And I feel like that's kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I know I am growing increasingly wary of not like suspicious, but wary as in just.
I'm trying to remember if I have any weird systems I picked up.
Of like these systems that think that it's the best possible approach to designing games is to have as many rules as possible. Also, hello Brexit. I don't get notifications anymore because I'm in streaming mode when people pop in. But hi.
How's it going?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
That's nice to hear. No, have I told people about City of Mist? Actually, Freest, you might have. No, that was Buffalo guy who told me about City of Mist. I have been. Oh shit! What the fuck? Oh, okay. No, this makes sense. Have I told you about this? Freest specifically?
Was this like the story about the Sauron and that made a guy into a
Yes.
Nazgul by giving him a donut?
Yes, it is exactly that game. Oh my god, I love it so much. I really, really love this game. It is so good. Yeah, I've actually I bought like the books, and for them to be tax deductible, I have to put them up on the bookshelf. I mean, I might also like run a game of that at some point. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
Since like you were mentioning different systems, like it got me thinking, right? I took a look through my folder and I remembered that I had what I just posted in the studio chat. So
You won't be able to swim without a tail.
it's a bit of a different system. Like, do you remember the movie WALL-E?
I've never seen it. I know what it's about. I know what happens.
Okay, imagine the basic premise of that, but turn that into a setting for a game system. World's fucked. All the humans are dead. There's just cute self-aware robots left on the world, and that's what you play as.
Yeah, see, the problem for me is that I can't really relate to. I mean, I can, but it's I like playing humans. I
Fair enough.
really enjoy. She's got to
I
be
mean, I
skinny,
usually
thick
do as
ass,
well.
big tits, low maintenance, no male friends, have a job, cook, clean, and give head, or she ain't got a chance with me.
Isn't that everyone we send to the gulag?
Ah, damn. Yeah, but like in terms of these kinds of settings, I have been trying to square. You know, you saw my video about Numenera probably, how it's like the fundamental problem with the setting is that it's well, Joy, you might get the opportunity to play a Jedi in City of Mist a lot sooner than you think.
Wouldn't that be funny? He actually sees like he's got this ability to see the like fourth dimension, so he was never actually being racist. It's just a convenient thing that was close by at the time.
What am I? Yeah, Numenera, the whole Numenera thing, right? So the problem with the setting is that it's not relatable. Like it's so incredibly alien that it lacks a frame of reference that you as a player can relate to and like immerse yourself in properly. It's completely like divorced from reality. So I've been thinking about how you could like remedy that in terms of coming up with a system that isn't entirely divorced from reality, as it were. But I've not been I've only been coming up with some like not bad solutions, but so I want all the weird shit of Numenera, right? Alternate dimensions and incredible cyber tech and just technologies where you have no idea what it is. So I want all of that, but also with a frame of reference. Pardon?
Have you tried The Strange? It's put out by the same people who did Numenera.
Yeah, I know about it, but it's I want specifically. I know The Strange, but it isn't. It doesn't fulfill that same niche. I feel like I want this futurist setting, this like very far future setting. But at the same time, I've only been coming up with some very like cliche, maybe a little even patchwork ideas where it's like, oh, then there was this colony ship. And it just happened to be frozen for 100,000 years, and then it, for some reason, came back to Earth. But it's a fine idea, but I feel like I might be able to do better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the issue is primarily with the setting rather than the rule system.
Oh, I mean, I am currently running a game in the Cypher system, right? But also, I have grown to. I don't dislike it, but I feel I can do a lot better. It's absolutely about the setting, yeah. It's fucking. This is a thing that people in America really believe, is that when Kennedy came to Berlin, he said, "I am a jam donut."
I've never heard that.
Because I've
Ich bin beim Berlin.
yeah, exactly that. Because there's like I've heard a few Americans say this, and I was never sure if they were like joking or not. Because technically it is what he said, but it isn't actually what he said. It's just like a synonym.
Wait, so he is a jam donut?
I mean, yes, but also not in Berlin. In Berlin specifically,
we know
Berlin
he was red inside as well.
in Berlin specifically, Berliner is not the name for jam donut, which is obviously incorrect. But then it is Berlin.
It's a bit like saying I am English in London. It
Yeah.
means you're a terrorist.
You know, or to be brown anywhere else in the UK. That's also much the same effect. Yeah, so that's not something that actually happened. And like no German would interpret it that way either. Because that was at some point.
Remember, these are Americans we're talking about. They're not exactly understanding that nearly all of Europe understands fucking English at this point.
That
if
is
there is a
true.
mistranslation, they probably get it. It's just the French pretend they don't know English if you are English. If you're American, they'll speak to you. But if you're English, fuck them. They have to learn French.
You just have to try to speak French, and you'll be fine. That's all they care about. See, it's
See,
such.
I don't hate the French. I don't even see them as surrender monkeys. I mean, who else is going to stand and fight when your capital's basically in the hands of the enemies? You don't want it destroyed.
The French do really have a bad reputation that is not earned. They're kind
The
of
problem
badass.
is, it kind of. I don't like De Gaulle. He was arrogant cunt that he is.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, he
Oh.
is French.
The French freed France.
Come
Look,
home
just because
early
you're
from
given
work.
tanks to go into Paris doesn't mean you liberated the country on your own, you cunt.
Come home early from work. Husband is nowhere to be found. Turns out he went running through the dark, freezing cold woods in full combat gear because it's a full moon, and now he has massive. What is happening?
Oh no.
Has he become Bigfoot? Freest, that is the most accurate meme. Because it's all bullshit. It's like the woman fucking female vice president and the black secretary of defense. It's all the same shit. It's all the exact same shit. And even now with the majority, what they're going to do is, we have to compromise, even though we literally do not have to compromise. And not actually do anything that helps the American people. And then there's gonna genuinely, right? Trump is gonna die or some shit. And there's gonna be a much worse Nazi that's gonna emerge in his stead. And he's gonna actually be able to organize the Proud Boys and shit. And that's how America falls, by liberals kowtowing to big corporations so they can continue having the American people get ass fucked by fucking banks.
Yeah.
I watched a recent episode from Knowing Better about American liberalism and how it redefined the name and shit of capitalism.
Oh yeah, I mean that was libertarianism. That wasn't liberalism.
Yeah, that's it, libertarian. It's just Americans believe this shit. Fucking Russians, they don't understand anything. It's like, what part of the war were you not understanding that 20 million dead? They don't understand anything.
It's so weird too because it's genuinely, the whole Ayn Rand thing is such an actual cult. And fucking libertarians and ANCAPs especially think of themselves as these super neo-intellectuals. People who really know what's going on, and that there's this fucking we're the new smart future, and they're explicitly just brainwashed idiots who watch PragerU, but not for the racist content. You know what I'm saying?
You see,
Yeah. I'll be honest,
PragerU
right?
is definitely designed
I don't
solely
like
for
Ayn Rand,
Americans,
but there's
'cause
one thing that
there's
she
nothing
said
more
that I agree with.
suicidal to an English campaign or manipulation than saying Thatcher saved Britain.
It's a wrong statement.
Yeah, the one thing that she said that I agree with, though, is you can deny reality, but you cannot deny the consequences of denying reality.
See, that's the problem, because you can do that, and people do. That's
Yeah.
all of what historical revisionism is. But when tankies go, well, actually, the massive famines that happened in the Soviet Union that were deliberately man-made, some of them as a form of genocide, that was all that didn't happen,
the consequences of doing that is what happens when that crashes in the reality of, well, actually.
Well, no, but it's all propaganda. Or it was created by the Americans, right? That's also and then you have people who go, well, but it was actually a good thing. Although, I mean, that was not an actual real post about the fucking the Chinese thing. Where it's like, oh yeah, no, the Chinese had just gotten fat and lazy, and so that's why Mao starved them to death. It was a genius
Oh yeah,
move.
fat, lazy. Oh, it's not like they just got absolutely fucking genocided by the fucking Japanese or anything.
That wasn't, an actual real comment, but it might as well have been, because tankies are fucking insane.
Yeah, that it's about as base as a Holocaust denier who wishes the Holocaust happened.
Oh fuck, that is probably my favorite kind of ideology. It's
You know
fucking-
what?
right.
You know, I've the one thing I draw issue with is like killing all of the Nazi high command. Because honestly, letting them live like in prison and slowly watching this kind of thing happen to their side.
I don't know. I don't think they would give a shit. Oh, they would also they would be dead by this point. Like, it's been a while. I think
my
every
favorite
one of
conspiracy
them.
theory is Britain killed Hess just so he didn't have to pay for that prison.
You know, they
It's so
actually, like, in
pragmatic.
America about...
It's
I think it was,
almost
like,
believable.
about, like, 3 or 4 years ago, they actually found, like, one of the last living, like, members of the SS or something hiding out in fucking New York.
You really?
Yeah, like, this was, like, I don't know if, actually, I don't think it was the SS,
See-
I think it was just, like, a member of, like, the Nazis during the war, and he managed to sneak over here, and they found him homeless in fucking New York. He was, like, 102 or some shit.
I mean, to be fair, he cheated the Mossad, so he was much smarter than any high command that went Argentina.
Let me find this. Maybe I can find something about this.
Yeah, like, it was a...
Hurless Nazi New York. Yakiv Polish. Oh, he's Polish.
To be fair, being a German Nazi and fleeing is one thing. Being a Polish Nazi is, oh no, I can't ever return
Yeah.
to my own
Yakiv
nation.
Polish, former Nazi guard, deported after decades in the US, died at 95.
Oh, he's deported.
Yeah, that wasn't it. That was something else.
Yeah. So he died. Okay, but he did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because, like, I found, like, a fucking news clip on YouTube a long time ago. It was, like I said, it was from, like, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years ago.
Yeah, this
Like, it
was in
wasn't super
2019. See, no, but he's a former Nazi concentration camp guard who lived decades in New York City, resisted deportation for 14 years, died on Thursday in retirement facility in Aalen, Germany. No, he was found. They found him in Queens in 1993.
That might be it, but there's a part of me that I'm pretty sure that wasn't it. I'll look for it later, and if I find it, I'll send it your way.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, did you actually check out that BBC article I sent you the other day?
Yes, I did. By the I found out that this Nobel Literature Prize winning guy. I have more Twitter followers than him. This motherfucker, he's a knight of the British Empire. I think, is he a knight of the British Empire? Let me see. Kazuo Ishiguro. He is Order of the British, Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, Fellowship of the Royal Society for the Encouragement of Arts, Manufactures and Commerce, and Royal Society of Literature. Yeah, I have more followers than him on Twitter. But yeah, it was a very good article. Because he seems to get it, because a lot of this like cancel culture shit that happens, it happens like to fight against powerful people. Like, oh, powerful people don't have to worry anything about this. It's like, it's not the powerful people I'm worried about. I don't give a shit about the powerful people. You cancel J.K. Rowling, who gives a shit? She has money, she's gonna find her way. And he basically says the same thing. He's not afraid for his position. He's an established writer. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. But it's the small people. Like, just the other day, I saw just a random person on Twitter who dared to suggest that it is okay for a white person to enjoy food that is ethnically black, apparently. She was like massively Twitter mobbed.
Wait. Are are the Twitter checkmarks saying that no, you're not allowed to enjoy things not of your own culture?
Well, there's been that shit has been
Because-
going on for a long time.
Because Britain, any British person physically can't manifest themselves in reality without Indian food. Like it's the number one dish.
It's 100% true though. It's just this fucking. I saw this tweet made by someone. It was a very smart tweet, and I have to find it now because it worded that shit perfectly.
Meanwhile, I'm just one of those people that like
there's that
couldn't
much
even
cultural
try to
hegemony
give
when
a
it
shit
comes
if
to the
somebody
British
wore a feather
identity that
headdress
if you were to
Coachella or
forcibly
whatever.
split it would actually emit the same amount of energy of a fission. Let's rip the
Like-
Germanic out of the British. Oh no. Boom.
Where is this?
Yeah.
This was a tweet that I saw. This tweet. What the fuck? There it is. Cultural appropriation was relevant a conversation when it was white artists shouldn't get credit for inventing rock and roll when they just stole it from black artists who died in poverty, which somehow morphed into enjoying things outside your ethnographic group is violence. Which is 100% a good take on that. But this is the kind of shit, because, see, the truth is that a lot of these people, a lot of these woke motherfuckers, they're all just power-hungry narcissists. That's all they are. And power-hungry narcissists are excellent at, like, justifying why they deserve to be power-hungry narcissists.
You know what? It's stupid. It's dumb, and like, if you want to be a narcissist that wants power, just say you want fucking power, like me.
Just do what Mussolini did and kick down the front doors and say, "I own Italy now."
Look at me.
That is kind of what he did, yeah. See, this is the... I just... Is this actually real, dude? Is this actually a real thing by someone called That Vegan Teacher? Because that is the... Oh my... That is the most middle-class white thing that I've ever seen.
That has to be a joke because
Oh my god.
I don't know. I've seen my friend
there's
go
just
back
no
because
way.
McDonald's was slightly warm as opposed to hot.
The acronym for black people that stands for naturally intelligent, gorgeous, generous, exemplary, and radiant.
Nigger.
Oh my god, it's
I don't need to worry about getting cancelled.
oh fuck, it's so. But but the point of that Kazuo Ishiguro made. Oh my god, his face.
Why the fuck did I post a picture of my tahini? Fuck off.
That's
No.
he makes a very interesting point that I don't think it was so in like this. Oh, but we have to protect minorities. That it's the same shit that when people criticize like a cultural appropriation, they don't criticize the notion of fucking stealing the credit for inventing rock and roll music. They criticize the notion of like, if you're white, you're not allowed to eat the kebab, which the guy at my local kebab shop might have a bit of a problem with you telling me that because I make that man a lot of money.
Exactly.
Right? He's my friend. I don't actually know him that well. But to be fair, I have 3 kebab shops around the corner, so I kind of alternate between them. Because they all have, like, one thing that they do exceptionally well. Like, one of them, they do very good, like little pizza pockets. They do those very excellently. But, like, the other ones, also, they basically have the same menu, right? And when one of the ingredients is missing at one of the restaurants, the other ones pitch in. It's wild. They are on the same crossroads, essentially.
Dude, like up where I live, right? You can get like kebab or anything, but the thing is, like, there's only 2 ways you can get it. You either need to go to a Greek restaurant, where you can get a gyro, or there's a chain up in Northern California called Falafel Corner, which you can like buy shit from.
See, this is why I couldn't go to the US. You can't just go to the corner and get a kebab.
Well, here's the thing, right? We got other street food in California.
That is
Like
true.
a lot of the, well, like the lower West Coast and like the areas like El Paso, like all the places that are basically adjacent to Mexico. You've got really good Mexican street food, and then the further you go up, you just basically got a bunch of like classic American home food.
Isn't America like the most fucked if oil were to suddenly just stop now? So like no one
Pretty
owns
much.
cars. Because like all their entire.
I mean, granted, California is trying to legislate it so that we have electric cars only by, I think it was like 2020, either 2025 or 2035, but one way or another.
2050, the UK is banning the sale of petrol diesel vehicles.
Way too late.
I mean, yeah, but what do you expect from a Tory government?
What do you expect from neolibs? Am I right?
I can't probably like play this video obviously on the channel, but the point I was getting at is like, it's the same when people criticize critical race theory and people immediately jump to its defense. They're not criticizing critical race theory as such. They're criticizing woke skulls. But the problem is that woke skulls have absolutely mastered the ability to hide themselves behind other words that are ultimately legitimate concepts, but only
sorry,
in
this
this
is a new
extremely
word.
narrow
This is a new-
academic context.
This is a new word to me. Woke skulls?
Woke scold. Yeah, it's basically someone who scolds people for not being woke.
Oh, those people. I just call them snowflakes.
Yeah, but that also is like, oh, but what do you people who are insecure? Why would you have a problem with them? And it's like it's so like the fucking it's this the treadmill of words. It's like the people we used to call SJWs, which is just that is a dog whistle, frankly.
Yeah. I mean, personally, when it comes down to it, I think critical race theory is just bullshit.
No,
stop.
academically, it's interesting, right? It is an interesting theory to look at things through, which is what that's what these theories are supposed to be. It's the same as true of like feminist theory and all that. It's a specific viewpoint.
Yeah, then that's all well and good, but you
Yeah.
can't just boil down the entire problem to racism. That doesn't make any sense, and just frankly, that's just not true.
I mean, you can if you use exclusively CRT, which if you're a serious academic that actually tries to use that to craft policy, you wouldn't do. You have
Exactly,
you make this one
because if you
analysis, then you
only
have a
use
different analysis.
CRT,
Yeah.
you're going to arrive at the wrong conclusion because you're not taking other factors into account.
The thing is, that's the thing. There's a lot of people who absolutely do only do that. They're like, okay, this is the only thing. This is the absolute only thing that exists, and what we need to do is basically kill all white people. That's the kind of. I mean, it's not always this extreme. It's generally not this extreme, but it is a thing that happens a lot more frequently than we would like. But at the same time, CRT is still a legitimate concept with which you can actually craft useful policy.
If I could
I would
grant
argue that
wishes-
one of the reasons CRT is useless is not only can you use it as a reason to academically speaking, legitimize racism towards whites, you can actually use it full send to just go the opposite direction and legitimize racism against minorities.
Yeah, and so the thing is that a lot of people will just rush to the defense of the legitimate concept of CRT, thereby just obfuscating that there's a lot of people for whom they subscribe to the theory, they haven't read the theory, because nobody reads theory. Nobody reads theory. It is a fact that nobody actually reads theory, right? These people, they're just racist.
I mean, isn't that just a theory in of itself?
No, that's a factual. This is a truism.
Yeah. Like, I guess one example would be poverty in the United States, right? Like, this is how I see it anyway.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, correct me if I am. But here's the thing, right? For the most part, we haven't entirely, but for the most part, solved racism in the United States. The problem is what's left over from that, which is African Americans and minorities being poor as shit, and the system in general being being fucky, not towards people because of their skin color, but because of their income.
Yeah, like
haven't
that's
fixed that yet.
kind of the one of the big points that CRT ultimately
Sounds
arrives
like
at.
something a poor man would say.
That intergenerational poverty is one of the biggest issues that the United States has in terms of like inequality and systemic racism, right? Because the American system is completely geared towards like hating the poor and disadvantaging the poor. Now, if you really wanna like see the pattern in the thing because you're determined to see that pattern, you could say that the reason it is that way is because they wanted to further oppress black people, or you could also arrive at the conclusion that it's because rich people just enjoy exploiting poor people, and like the color of the skin of the poor people doesn't really
the
matter.
former explanation, that could technically apply up until, I would argue, maybe the end of the 80s, but after that, not so much.
The point,
Well,
I'm not saying it just stopped, but it's gotten a lot better.
Well, that would also have to include like Latinos and Asian people as well. It's not just a black thing.
Well, yeah, obviously. I did say earlier in the conversation minorities as well, not just African Americans. African Americans are just the primary example.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear that before.
So, but it's a legitimate like way of thinking about it, right? Because it does still disproportionately disadvantage minority communities, but to then like just religiously stick to this one explanation for everything that's wrong in the world is kind of dumb, and to then go when people criticize this what's this and so when you then criticize the dumb version of the concept, it's like it's genuine. It's just people going, well, but states' rights is not about racism. It's like, yeah, oh my god, yes, but I realize this, but that's clearly not what I mean. I clearly don't mean the case for states' rights in a civic context. I mean the case for states' rights where it actually means just racism against black people.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same as like how in the news recently, it's like the Democrats introduced like sweeping voter reforms and shit, and it passed the House along party lines. And then it's like I go on the Facebook and I check out like the local news posts about it, and the comments are just full of Republicans. It's like, oh, it's not about race. It's about Sleepy Joe Biden trying to get America ready for the eventual like Chinese takeover or some shit. Because it's like they just have it. It's carved into their fucking skull that it's Sleepy Joe Biden and his Chinese overlords. They like really think that shit's. Oh, and somewhere like Hunter Biden's laptop is in there somewhere. There's actually somebody like in a local news post, and it was about Biden. I think it was like him talking about how like the Mississippi and Texas governors are thinking like Neanderthals, and there was just a completely off-topic comment that was just like, "Hey, I saw Hunter Biden's laptop for sale on eBay. Did anybody else see that?" I'm just like, are you just insane? You're just rambling. You're still on this. You're still rambling about this, and any opportunity to talk to mention it, you'll just fucking mention it. Nobody cares about Hunter Biden anymore.
It's the same. They always have. So it's like Russiagate. There's always going to be some shit.
It's totally like that.
Let's do this green text. Let's do this green
text. Let me respond real quick. Ctor, you're not part of this conversation. Get back in the kitchen.
You just got extremely loud there. But we are going to discuss Ctor's thing later, though. That's on the docket. I want to talk about this. Damn it. Let's do this green text, though. Be today, be Australian, wake up sick. Call work to let them know I can't come in. Yeah, no worries, mate. Contact local GP. Appointment free and same day because subsidised social health care. Paid sick leave because strong labour movement that guarantees working rights. Now nobody at work will catch my cold. Food for customers not contaminated by my cold. Company doesn't lose money because my sick leave is government subsidised. All bills continue to be paid on time. My day is stress-free because I have time to relax and recover. Today's yet another day. I'm glad I'm not an American. Yes, yes, motherfucker. So Caesar asks, discuss. Yes.
No, just really quick, I just want you keep making jokes about this shit. You keep making these posts like this, you smug ass Europeans and Aussies, and you're not gonna be laughing when you see a boat full of Americans just wash up on your shores. You're not gonna be laughing. You're not gonna be laughing.
To be fair, though, it's gonna be, for a moment it was gonna be, now who has the last laugh? Us or them who left and are now coming back?
And then you're gonna have the American refugee crisis.
Yeah, it's like, why is it all so fat? Oh
So
no.
fat.
Yeah, no. I genuinely, every time I think, I'm really glad I wouldn't have made it in the United States. I just want to say that I wouldn't have. This is an idea for a video at some point, but I wouldn't have survived the United States.
Surprised what the human body can tolerate. Trust me.
Discuss why did ironic misogyny become the cool thing among dirtbag left types? Well, I have a bit of a theory regarding this. So the dirtbag left types hate feminism. And I don't mean like feminism, I mean like feminism. You know, the big red types, the kind of woke scold feminism, the woke feminism, the bullshit feminism. And also... Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say the kind that try to push with Mexicans or with Mexicans or whatever.
Yeah,
that
because
word, yeah.
They fucking
Come on, England!
Boom, boom, boom!
Score some fucking goals!
Oh God. No, yeah, and see, this comes back to the thing that I was talking about earlier. There's a lot of like narcissistic megalomaniacs who really just are using this whole thing about women being oppressed and all that shit, which a lot of it is legitimate points to like have power over other people. And I think that there is an inherent thing among leftists, among actual leftists, that's just an inherent having a problem with anyone who desires having power over other people. And it just so happens... Somebody knows Italian. Oh no. I'm fine with like gay, bi, or trans, but Italian? And like a lot of the people who used this opportunity to gain this power, let's be honest, it was women. It's also a lot of guys, but they're usually like these beta fucking rapist if they had the opportunity type people who were just as fucked up, but they weren't as much the poster child. And they also weren't as innocuous as just the women who, like the Anita Sarkeesians of the world. Who just the sole reason they do it is so they can have power. And you've met people like this in your real life. I've met people like this in your real life who the only reason that they tell you that you're not allowed to say something is so they can tell you that you're not allowed to say something because they get off on having power. And it's the same thing why people like hate Karens. They're basically Karens but woke, right?
Yeah.
And young. That's all they are.
What's the term that Shu uses? I think it's like
wine moms.
Yeah.
Wine
Yeah,
moms, yeah.
Yeah, and see that's like the punch, like if you go like the fuck you Karen subreddit, or any kind of like anti Karen kind of thing, the punchline, the thing that everybody waits for is when said Karen gets told no.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody loves is their quest for power and then them getting denied it,
And
and it's
basically,
great.
dirtbag leftists doing misogyny. Oh my god. It's Beast. My man Beast is here.
Oh shit, is my mic actually
Holy
working
shit.
now?
Yes, it is working.
Oh yeah. Oh, I had something for like whatever the fuck you were just talking about. Weak people shouldn't have power. Yeah, like security guards and like cops that like can't take you down without using a weapon. Like those type of people are always like the worst people to ever have in any. It's like McDonald's managers are shit people. Like,
Oh yeah.
they just want to be in charge of something because it's finally their turn. It's like any sort of Revenge of the Nerds type
Yeah,
scenario. Like,
yeah,
oh, you wasn't gonna listen to
Reddit
me this
mods.
time. Shut the
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
up. Like,
It's
ever.
Reddit mods and Discord mods and just
Exactly.
forum mods in general.
Like, regardless of what you do here, you still have to live your life, and that's the worst punishment. So, like, yeah, have the
Yeah.
5 minutes of like, sure, I'll go back to the line or whatever the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know, man.
See,
been a day.
stereotypically, that's like in Europe very often because we actually screen our police officers. That's like the kind of like, light police that are traffic cops. It's those kind of people, the kind of people that give you tickets. Now in America, they just don't screen police. So that is also people who work in the regular police. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Priest Walker. Okay, so like the thing you just posted, I've been swaying back and forth on whether or not I'm a dick for feeling like this. So like maybe like this is like I need an "Am I the asshole" thing. So earlier, like at some point last year, I don't know, somewhere between like day 3 or 4 of like a Xanax bender, I stopped like wishing the best for people and just started wanting bad people to die. And now, so like when I see the thing at Texas and like all of the shit where like Texas opening back up and just saying fuck it YOLO to the whole COVID scenario. Sure, I know that everybody there obviously doesn't deserve to die, and I know that Texas is a horribly gerrymandered state, such that like voting there is completely fucked. But as far as the people who like supported all of the policies, or rather supported all the politicians in place that are like doing this shit, how can I not just say, yeah, no, that's what you fucking get, you dumb shit? Like, what if, like, how do I not see them die and then also be like LMAO based, you know?
Well then,
I mean,
laugh
at this
those-
point,
laugh
I don't
those
care
people.
much. I don't want the people of Texas to be fucked over. I just allegedly hope somebody breaks into Ted Cruz's house and rapes him.
Well,
In
and
Minecraft.
I mean,
Like I said, allegedly.
In
Allegedly,
Minecraft.
I believe
Minecraft.
this.
see, what pissed me off about this liberal take of like, oh fuck.
For a minute there, I
Texas.
thought that was a lost city of Egypt sort of thing.
No, this is
No,
like
it's,
this
it's
is
a
like
dusty motherboard.
yeah. No, see, here's the thing. I think, right. Technically, you are the arsehole. But only technically, because let's be honest, it is kind of satisfying to see people who actually voted for that shit to get their comeuppance, right?
Well, it's like, what does the word
Yeah.
deserve mean? Like, really?
Well, yeah, it's at that point, if they like supported those policies and voted for those policies. The problem is, as you said yourself, that like probably most of the people in Texas were not in favor of those policies.
Yeah, no, and I want them to be fine. I want them
Yeah.
to live long, happy lives, and maybe one day they can escape the hell state that they live in. But like,
Yeah.
deserve, the definition, and earn, like, deserve, merit, and earn mean to be worthy of something. Deserve is used when a person should rightfully receive something good or bad because of his or her actions and or character. Like, a lot of people in Texas deserve to fucking die. Like, sorry.
Okay, okay. Well, it's like the way I see it, it's like, because I saw so many fucking liberals, and it's liberals doing it. It's, and they're just writing off the entire state of Texas and everybody who lives there. And it's like, well, I have friends. I have friends who I care about a lot who are gay. There's a gay couple I know I'm really good friends with them. They're really good friends. They're really nice people. They live in Addison, Texas, just north of Dallas. I know a couple of transgendered people, and it's just like, and it's like I made replies, to tweet, to those asshole tweets, and the reply they came back, other liberals came back with was like, oh well, if they really cared, they should have moved. It's like, how do you
Okay, that's like the
understand
friggin'.
how hard it is to move, especially
That's
in
the
the
Ben
States?
Shapiro just sell your house when like global warming. Like, no, that's stupid. I'm
Yeah.
trying to be very specific with the people
Yeah,
who
I'm
I'm
not
talking
calling
about
you
to.
an asshole. I'm not calling you an
No,
asshole. I'm just saying.
No. I
it's
know,
the
but like
liberal thing
I've
that-
seen like also those people on Twitter who have the so we're just gonna disregard everyone in sex. Like, no, we're not talking. We're not talking about that. And Brady, yes, I will like wear that. I made my own loincloth recently, and it's fucking dope. I can tie it now by myself, and I'll go
Nice.
back to wearing it. But I recently changed like the dick piercing that I have, and apparently, if you don't do that the right way, it's sore for a while. So now I have a spike through my junk, and I can't wear certain pants. I'm freeballing right now, and I've been
Damn.
freeballing for weeks. I'm over caffeinated. I can't sleep properly, and my dick's just out. Do you know what it's like to get a boner that hurts all the time in the middle of the night because there is a spike going through it all the goddamn time? It's like
It's
dude.
it's
like
been
when-
hard right now. Okay.
It's like when I got a labret piercing and I couldn't drink orange juice.
What is a
For like a
labret
couple-
piercing?
It's the one that goes through beneath your lower lip, through that fleshy part, underneath your lower lip.
Is that the weird like
That's
gum
what I call it.
one?
Yeah, it's
banjo.
the gum one.
Ew, that one's weird.
I just don't like piercings in general. I have always been put off by them. It's like why that's a piece of metal that goes through your body.
I only
the-
understand. I only understand
Look-
earrings. Everything else doesn't work. And those earrings on a
I
man
don't even
must
like
be
earrings.
poorer.
Like the funny thing,
How
I'm
else
terrified
you-
of needles.
But Burger,
Like, I'm
how else are you
absolutely
going to
horrified
fuse
of
with someone
needles.
to defeat Margin Bow?
Oh, yeah, the military got me to get over my fear of needles. I got stabbed so much. Just getting like
Jesus,
every
what beach did you storm?
I stormed basic military training where regardless of the vaccines you had beforehand, you're getting them all over again and all at once.
Wait, what do the anti-vaxxers think about the military? Then do they just assume they all have autism, or
You
like,
think
what?
you think those
Yeah.
retards are going to actually join the military and defend someone
Yes.
else other than themselves?
I just want to mention again that one fun thing about getting labret piercing is that you could take it out and you could just like fill your mouth up with water and squirt water out of it like a water gun.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's disgusting, in my opinion.
It's disgusting, but it's funny,
See,
especially
the military was
You know-
never. The military originally didn't even have guns. It's just they all had autism, and they just got fascinated with guns, and that's why they.
So that's why the U.S. Marine Corps is known as crayon eaters.
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
Are they?
And the Air Force, they just like play GTA 5 and Rust. Or no, Valhelm. That's new Rust. It's Valhelm.
I've seen a
How
lot of
is
people playing
Valhalla?
that. I haven't played it myself.
Yeah, how is it? Because I haven't even like watched gameplay of it.
It's really fun. It's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot better than Rust. Prepare to get killed a lot from the trees you chop down. Because the log physics are really good, which means you'll die a lot from logs.
But my problem is like I haven't found a survival game that I don't think is absolutely just boring.
Yeah, kind of me too,
Like,
frankly. Aside
all
from
kinda suck.
Minecraft, I like
Like
Minecraft.
Minecraft I like as long as I have a stupid idea.
Yeah.
And the second I build that stupid idea, I'm
Survival
done.
game.
Yeah, it's
more of
done. It's not.
rebuilding
You're not
entire
even then
nation,
because it's not even the
Constantinople.
survival aspects of Minecraft that I like. It's the building shit aspect. So yeah, I'm kind of with you. Unless it's like a RimWorld type survival where it's like a management game, but then only if I have the ability to like create a community that's actually sustainable.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't even like surviving in real life. Fuck this shit. Like,
There's a texture pack for Minecraft that just came out I think a couple weeks ago, which makes all the blocks just look like Legos, and I kind of
boy.
I want to
Ooh.
check it out because it's like I remember there was that one like Minecraft like ripoff called Lego Worlds that wasn't that good.
I mean, it
But
was
it's
not
just
really a
that
Minecraft ripoff, but it's
well,
Nintendo, fucking hell.
it is certainly not very
Lego.
good.
It was Lego's
Yeah.
attempt at trying to make like a digital variant of their stuff, but like they have like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they had no.
I mean,
one
did
with
they
any
forget
sort
the
of
fact that
digital
they have
expertise.
like a literal like Lego builder program thing that people can just download for free and use?
How is that vote
Yeah,
going anyway between everything and Bionicle? I know everyone started dogpiling on the castles and whatnot this time round because their salty Bionicle got through to like the final round.
I've,
But,
So this is
I've
probably
no
a weird
idea.
take, but I don't know a single person who's like really, really into Bionicle that isn't trans, and I'm just saying there might be a connection.
Oh, that's interesting. This is something that I can. Oh boy, Sandro, you are in for some shit. My man Sandro, Walking Warrior, he is really into. He's like really, really into Bionicle, and as far as I'm aware, he's not trans.
As far as you're aware, but like, yo, let's crack that egg.
That's a good question. I might have to hit him up
I
about that.
I am also a
Gee, actually,
Bionicle
that's
lover,
pretty-
and I am not trans.
actually,
Yes.
you
Nope, they're
just
coming for you. That's all I'm saying.
You just remind me, Beast, because
Look,
I
I'm
was,
not like
I was
Tenny where
pretty-
I'm paranoid people are trying to turn me into a girl, okay?
Actually, Beast, you
No, he's
reminded
turning
me,
himself into
Wait.
a girl.
Hold on, shut the fuck up. Corolla, what are you saying?
You
Corolla?
just remind me because I was pretty deep into the whole the brony fandom and shit, and I know
That is a
of
grave thing to admit.
Agreed.
dude, I'm already a furry, so I don't really care. But yeah, it's like I don't know. Actually, I know quite a few people who went into the brony fandom and just came out of it either somewhere, you know, they came out of it as some kind of queer, or they came out as transgender. Many
Someone
people.
on the stream asked, "What is CRT?" CRT is cathode ray tube.
Yeah,
cathode
which
ray
is
tube.
about television. We're talking about this.
Yeah, Smash Brothers. I think they're really into that. Street fighting
it's-
games are really good for that.
I mean, hell, if
Specifically,
we're
like,
gonna talk
male
about
chauvinist,
TVs,
but-
'Cause it is
what's
the
what's
display.
everyone's favorite underrated films?
Underrated. I got
Oh
several.
boy, there's
John Carter John Carter. I really like that. As just like a. It's not really deep. It's just like a fun adventure movie.
You know what? Cloud Atlas.
I'm going
Cloud
to point
Atlas
one
is
out
good.
that technically isn't underrated, but has become underrated over time, and that's all
No,
Quiet on
because
Western
see, the
Front.
thing is, what the fuck is even underrated? I feel like there's a lot of film because I think Cloud Atlas is one of the
unappreciated, I think, is a better word.
is one of the
Like, the
Yeah.
like
people who
most.
watch it like it, but people who haven't tend to just skip
Yeah,
over it.
it's genuinely one of the like, especially from like a cinematographer, from like a cinema standpoint, it's one of the best films ever made. Not in terms of like even the story, although the story is certainly interesting, but the thing that they did, the accomplishment of that film, like as like an artistic doing it for the art type of deal.
Which film are we on about?
Cloud Atlas is extremely impressive. Now, when it comes to like I like a lot of films. Like just the other day, I rewatched the Ocean's films, which is I love those. I just love them. They're so cool. It's just cool guys, and they do shit, and it works. And that's the movie.
Yeah.
Ah,
What's
For
Snatch?
me, I guess
Would
one of my
Snatch be-
favorites would be Push, which was weird.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Would like Snatch be underrated?
see,
'Cause
I haven't
I
watched
really enjoyed
Snatch,
that.
but fucking Anfash recommended it to me. I also watched Lock,
dude,
Stock, and
Snatch
Two
is-
Loaded Barrels again the other day, and that one's also a really good film.
I've seen Snatch, but I haven't seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Oh, it's so good, man. It's you have to get over the weird color palette. You really do. The color palette I'm
do you
not a
guys-
fan of.
Do
Yeah.
you guys like Groundhog Day?
I've never seen it. You know, my birthday is the 2nd of February. I have never seen that film.
I really
I-
don't like Bill Murray.
Well, I was about to say if you Palm Springs is a movie that kind of does the Groundhog Day thing, but goes way deeper into it, and it goes like way darker into it. It's called Palm Springs.
I want to like shift the question a little bit. What's like, I guess, not necessarily the worst, but like, I guess, what's the movie you had the most fun watching and why?
The Warriors. It's just over the top and fucking weird as shit.
The Warriors is what I want New York to be. It's basically Streets of Rage.
Okay. If you want to talk about like, this is kind of embarrassing because this calls back to when I was a lot younger.
You just admitted to being a brony.
Well, okay. No, this is actually embarrassing to me because I
Cannot
was a lot.
sink any lower. Watch me.
Because it was when I was a lot younger and I had just started driving. Fast and the Furious. I remember going to the theater with all my friends, and we left that, and we tried to go out street racing afterwards.
Oh,
Because we were just so hyped. We were so hyped up from Fast and the Furious.
I'm gonna beat you there. I'm gonna beat you there. Right. I decided to unironically watch. Fuck! Don't do this to me now, brain. Don't do it to me now.
I also
Paul.
really liked.
Yo,
I also unironically loved Boondock Saints. And I thought
you're one of those people.
I was one of those people.
Did you get really into Fight Club too? Like, what other like
Yes,
stereotypical
yes,
white dude movies do you fucking love?
Yeah.
You say this like
fucking
Fight
loved
Club isn't
Club
a
when I was,
fucking
like, 16,
masterpiece.
17.
It's a great movie,
Yeah,
but
when
like,
I was like, it's a great movie, but you had douchebags
Have you seen Drive?
17 and 18-year-olds like.
I have not seen
think
Drive,
I did.
no.
I think I did. I don't remember.
me neither.
In
My movie for the sorry, go.
Initial D. Sorry, fucking hell, my brain pulled a complete blank there. I unironically watched Initial D, ended up enjoying it, and you know, I crashed my car. Trying to drive car.
And then
Holy shit.
I was about to say Initial D, more like Initial Demerol, because God, those characters were bad.
I'm gonna have to
They're
give
really
the same answer. The Ocean's films. Although to be fair, I also really enjoy watching Glorious Bastards. Now that Brady posted the Django cap, I also like Django, but I like Inglourious Bastards a lot more.
I mean, Jesus, what
You
film
see,
did Tarantino do that
I've seen
isn't
so
good?
much of shooting Nazis up. I don't get as much
Kill
of a thrill,
Bill.
but shooting up Southern slavers is
I mean, Kill Bill is
That's
pretty
great.
alright.
So my movie for this is going to be the combination of the first half of the movie Bring It On up until the DVD just starts like just breaking because it's scratched and you got it from a video rental place, and then followed immediately by whatever movie had Samuel L. The Spirit, that weird like sort of Sin City type movie where Samuel L. Jackson was a Nazi for some reason, and you have to be drinking heavily throughout all of Bring It On, and then when you switch over to The Spirit, you have to like you have to just continue drinking just to numb the pain. Just that whole experience, you're gonna end up throwing up in your friend's bathroom, but like you have to live with that part. Just go with it.
Are you sure those
an
movies
amazing
exist?
thing. No.
Okay. I'm gonna try seeing them. though.
What about films that you like that you shouldn't, like a guilty pleasure?
The Land Before Time
Guilty
3.
pleasure film.
Because you're all gonna hate me for mine.
Damn.
What?
Okay, what was yours?
Also, Beast, just to point this out, apparently Sandro is a cis straight white male. Although to be fair, he's Brazilian.
Can he even be trusted then? Like,
No. No.
give it time.
It depends. It depends if he's part of Bopa or not.
Part of what?
Bopa is It's a Brazilian like police task force that they basically just act like terrorists. They're really fucked up.
ACAB, so like fuck them.
So I also have to give the same response. It's the Ocean's films. I feel they are kind of a guilty pleasure.
Watch another movie. What the fuck, dude?
I yesterday I watched Captain
like,
Phillips. That was really good.
I'm pretty sure like Netflix or the Ocean's movie and like fucking Captain Phillips. Like, does Netflix not exist in Germany?
No, I watched them on Netflix.
Actually, my guilty pleasure movie. It's a series. It's basically all the movies by one guy, Ralph Belushi. So it'd be like Wizard, Fritz the Cat, Cool World, like all of his animated movies from like the 70s onward. I love those cartoons. They were just so like they were really before their time with just how raunchy and adult they were.
See, like the thing about Oceans, why I think it's a guilty pleasure, is because it's just a straight up cash grab. That's all those movies are. There's like, they're like, there's no artistic intent behind them. They're just produced to be appealing. I think that's what makes them kind of a guilty pleasure. But also another guilty pleasure is just watching the fight scenes from Matrix Reloaded. Only
Those
the
are
fight
good
scenes.
though.
Like
no, those are good fight scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, you've reminded me. Matrix 4 is coming out.
I'm sorry, what?
Exactly.
Really?
What?
Excuse me?
I shit you not.
What?
Pardon my Irish. This cannot be real. I'm sorry. There's no way that there's a Matrix 4. So I haven't watched Ocean's 8.
There's four more Avatar movies coming out. So.
Oh my god.
Why?
Dude, what the fuck?
Why?
Why would you do this?
I know, it's so left field. It's like I was not expecting this.
Why would you do this? Okay, so I'm sorry, if you don't have fucking Morpheus in this, why is Morpheus not in this one? I'm sorry, I need Lawrence Fishburne in this film. I don't know what it is about Lawrence Fishburne, but all of my favorite fight scenes feature him in some capacity. Which, to be fair, is like the Chateau fight scene from Matrix Reloaded and the Jack versus Hannibal fight scene from the second season of Hannibal.
Have you seen
here's my thing, though, right? Why the fuck is Keanu in this movie if fucking Neo died at the end of Matrix Revelations?
That's the thing. He died. He died.
It's just like a simulation in a simulation bullshit.
If that's what it is, I'm going to fucking kill myself. Okay, so do you all want to see some weird shit, right?
Yeah, Beast, what's happening?
Okay, so have any of you guys heard of the movie ABCs of Death?
Oh, yeah.
ABC, yeah.
Okay, for any of you guys, I'm just going to let Burger read the article thing. It's for Z.
Okay, but first we're going to do... Beast, what were you asking?
Fight scenes. There's this movie called The Protector, and I don't really know anything about it, but it's a Thai movie where like there's this guy and it has something to do with elephant bones or something, but that's not important. But like the last fight scene of this movie, he's in this like place with like 100 dudes, and he proceeds to just horribly break the bones of literally everyone in this building, and it's one of my favorite fight scenes. I'm looking it up right now, and then I'm gonna post it.
Some fucking in different kinds of Asian cinema, films that have never been like translated. They have some of the best fucking fight scenes. So what is this? I'm supposed to read the Z one. Z is for Zetsumetsu, in brackets extinction. A mysterious man named Dr. Strangelove is shown the positive aspects of American culture and how it relates to Japan. All throughout, imagery of rice and sushi, a topless woman with a Nazi hat and giant penis, and naked people with hats resembling bombs reading Big Boy are unapologetically shown throughout. That's a repetition of that word. Strangelove stands up and shouts, "My emperor, it is standing," as his penis rises, exposed, and fires rice. I have to be entirely honest with you. None of this I find particularly odd, given that we are talking about Japanese cinema. This is tame, really, let's be honest.
Okay,
I know,
wait.
but
Speaking of ABCs, my favorite one of that, and like, please let me know if this is actually in the ABCs or not, or if I just had a weird dream. But it was this guy. He wakes up and he's like tied to a chair, and then like he looks to the right. There's another person tied to a chair, and then like there's like a naked like a woman like stripping in front of him, and the other dude just starts beating off just like viciously, and the guy's like, wait, what's going on? And he's like beating off. The guy says, "Fuck it." He starts beating off too, and then he comes first, and then they kill the other guy. And then basically they like it cuts to the next time like he falls asleep. He wakes back up, and each time it's like basically like two guys. They have to jerk off to whatever's put in front of them, and the person who who doesn't finish first gets killed.
What
And on the
the
last
fuck?
one, it's like this lady who has like she's like an amputee, and she's had like the shit beat out of her, and she takes off her own leg and she starts shoving her fake leg in her gooch. And then like that's the one he finally can't do it, and the other guy next to him is just like crazy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is my favorite thing." And then the guy finally dies. Does anybody else know what I'm talking about? Please, like,
Nope,
please tell me I'm
not
not
at
making
all.
this up. Wow.
I don't
Okay.
remember this one.
I've heard of something like that. I don't know if it's part of the ABCs though.
You have to
Yeah.
really, you have some like very interesting drugs that just make you imagine movies.
Yeah.
That's
I
gotta learn
pretty
what
sure-
the fuck that is.
Okay. Like
Actually,
somebody in the comments, please reply back with what I'm talking about.
I've heard of like something like that, but not within the context of the ABCs of Death. I've heard of something like that. It sounds more like a Red Room creepypasta.
All right. So
like
either
that.
that's in a movie or I'm now on a list somewhere. So.
I
Implying
want to
you
make
weren't
one more
already.
recommendation. I want to make
Apparent-
one more recommendation for like a movie with great fight scenes. Is Hardcore Henry.
I've heard of that one.
It's
I've
filmed.
heard of it.
It's basically first-person shooter, the game, because it's all filmed from the perspective of Henry. So it's like you're watching a first-person shooter, but there's a fuckload of fighting in it. I really enjoy it.
Red
It's not
Line's a good
deep, it's
film.
not-
Yeah, I think Sargon likes that film.
Gross.
Well, Redline or Hardcore Henry?
Hardcore Henry. I remember because that's how I remember the film, is that Sargon made a video about how good it is.
I mean, it's a good movie, regardless of what he thinks. Also,
I know,
Redline's a good movie too.
I know Moist Critical likes Red Line.
Yeah, Redline's great.
It's animation, so Burger won't like it.
Yeah, I don't know why I dislike animation so much.
'Cause you're surrounded
I
by
have-
weeb who keep
Speak-
giving them
speaking-
Redline's an anime. I know it's been said many times before about different.
Is it
anime, but
about
you
is it
enjoy
about what I think it's about? Red Line?
What do you think it's about?
Oh, we gotta gentrify this community that we have over here.
No.
No, it's about racing. It's about racing. Cars.
Okay, so it is a racist movie.
Yes. No. I mean, there are racial aspects to it because
Yeah, it's all
they-
about
they
racing.
do- They do the big race, the big red line race on a very impoverished planet, regardless of what the locals think.
big
Oh, the locals love the
big
race.
red line race.
Why the fuck
Oh
do
my
I keep
God,
getting
dude.
thought slime in my feed? I hate this motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Wait, why?
Because he's a brainwashed cunt.
Be more specific.
Hell yeah.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Thought slime.
That's one. Yeah, I kind of
Oh,
like his
thought-
stuff.
Who is
his,
that?
His videos are alright, but he's kind of a douchebag. He's a lot like Sean. Sean does good videos, but his takes on Twitter are just fucking stupid.
I mean, Twitter is for stupid takes. I've spent my entire day like posting videos of my tits and shit like that. Like nothing smart goes there.
Yeah, Twitter is a terrible place, and I love it. My
Actually, I
my
think-
latest
I think-
tweet that is actually substantive is Dipsy from Teletubbies, but he's straight. That's Twitter. That's what Twitter's all about. Fucking. It's time. It's time to end the stream. We've been on for 90 minutes, and I can't stomach talking to you people any more than that.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. See, Beast
Oh,
gets me.
I had one quick question for you, Burger.
Yeah.
Did you watch that video in Edgy and Offensive with the hole?
The
The hole in the living room. It's the one that Ctor replied to, saying he doesn't know this is consensual or not.
I don't think I have seen that.
It's down there. You can go look at it.
If
later.
it has been
It's,
posted since before the stream started, I of course have not seen it.
I think
because
he posted it before the stream started. There's no nudity in it, but it's like you just watch it and you're just like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Well, on
Anyway,
that
see you around, cunts.
note, thank you very much for
This
watching.
looks way too elaborate to be some kind of non-consensual shit.
And see you
Yeah.
around, cunts.
Bye.